What next for President Uhuru Kenyatta after the humiliating defeat in Kiambaa? I know, going by the figures, that defeat is not humiliating because the difference is only 500. And the president party got around over 20,000. The same as the winner, who also got over 20,000. So the defeat is actually not humiliating. Based on percentages, the president party got or garnered 49% against 50%. Not humiliating defeat. But the mere fact that President Uhuru Kenyatta can be defeated in his own county, Inooro, is humiliating. Uhuru was defeated in Juja, overwhelmingly. Again, Uhuru Kenyatta has been defeated in Kiambaa. What next for President Uhuru Kenyatta? When will the president remove his sword and strike? Or is he giving up and going back home to Gatundu? Those are the questions Kenyans are asking. So what next for President Uhuru Kenyatta? The 4 questions which the president must ask himself before we go into what next for the president. 4 questions. The first question, why is his people rebelling? The people of the larger Mount Kenya region voted for President Uhuru Kenyatta overwhelmingly. 3 times. 2013, in 2017, they voted 2 times. In fact, one of them was about giving him birthday gift. The people of the larger Mount Kenya region developed confidence in Uhuru Kenyatta after the 2007 general election, because Uhuru Kenyatta was perceived to have funded Mungiki, which defended the community. So Uhuru has been a hero to these guys. But why are they rebelling? That's the first question Uhuru Kenyatta must ask himself. The second question which Uhuru Kenyatta must ask himself is whether he is getting proper and the right intelligence briefing. Uhuru Kenyatta is not an ordinary Kenyan. Uhuru Kenyatta is not Lee Makwiny. Uhuru Kenyatta is not Leon Kibet, the guy supporting the DP on this platform as if the world is ending. Uhuru Kenyatta is a different person. He's the president of the Republic of Kenya. Every single day, Uhuru Kenyatta is briefed. There is no way the president can be humiliated in Juja, again in Kiambaa, unless he's ignoring intelligence briefings. The intelligence ought to have told the president that for Kiambaa, you are going to lose. And if they were going to lose, they needed to do A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H to change that. That did not happen, so he has lost. So Uhuru Kenyatta must ask himself whether he's receiving the right intelligence briefing. The third question which President Uhuru Kenyatta must ask himself is whether there is internal sabotage within Jubilee Party and within the deep state. There is no way that despite investing heavily in Bonchari, Jubilee candidate still lost with the deep state and the system. There is no way that despite heavy investment in Kiambaa, they still lost. There is internal sabotage. So the president must ask himself whether there is internal sabotage and identify the people sabotaging Jubilee. Probably it's internal war. There are those who want Murabe out. There are those who want Rafael Tuju out. Or maybe there are camps And these camps are fighting, so they are sabotaging each other. And lastly, the other question Uhuru Kenyatta must ask himself is whether he will be able, as President Uhuru Kenyatta, to manage his 2022 succession politics. Will he be able? Okay, let's face it. Central has been very complex for President Uhuru Kenyatta after the handshake. Because there's something which Kenyans are taking for granted, and I've repeated it severally here. The impact of Cambridge Analytica on the voters, ordinary voters in the larger Mount Kenya region, including the educated ones. So President Uhuru Kenyatta needs to ask himself whether he's going to manage his succession politics. Because from all indications, he's likely to side with Raila Odinga. But if he's not controlling the larger Mount Kenya region, how will he control other regions? Because that's his stronghold. There's something, I don't know. If he can't control the larger Mount Kenya region, how will he control his succession politics? Those are 4 questions which President Uhuru Kenyatta must ask himself before figuring out what next. But what next for President Uhuru Kenyatta? Now, those who have not subscribed, please just take a second, subscribe now. What we do on this channel is that we analyze politics in a way you can't get any other place. So the best thing for you to do is to subscribe so that next time you produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And for those who have not joined the channel membership, you can just click the join button now. I hope you can see it. Then follow that direct process. What next for President Uhuru Kenyatta? The first thing the president must do, President Uhuru Kenyatta must swallow his pride and go back to the ground. Talk to his people. Listen to them. If they have issues, address those issues. If he feels his people are rejecting him unfairly, then again the president can do the needful. He can seek for forgiveness. That's the first thing. As we speak today, it's like Uhuru Kenyatta doesn't have time for his people. And these people are paining and they're hurting. You know, if you voted for President Uhuru Kenyatta because Raila Odinga was bad 3 times, bitterly, then you are getting out, just like I saw that old woman who was taken from hospital bed yesterday in Kiambaa. The lady went and voted for Kariri Njama because Kariri Njama helped 2 of her sons. After voting, this woman was taken back to the hospital. Now, in 2013, 2017, there are people who voted for President Uhuru Kenyatta, not because of any other thing, but to punish Raila Odinga. Then after election, the president went, had a handshake. So these guys are very bitter with President Uhuru Kenyatta. But the president is doing nothing. So he must swallow his pride and go back to the ground. That's number 1. Number 2, the second thing Uhuru must do is to conduct a radical surgery in Jubilee Party. Of course, if you study Uhuru Kenyatta's politics, I don't think he has experience in management of a political party. Uhuru Kenyatta joined Moi sometimes back. And Moi handed him over KANU. What happened to KANU? Uhuru Kenyatta left KANU pale kwa Mata. He then came, formed TNA. TNA formed the government. Very powerful party. Young, ambitious guys. Very promising. Johnson Sakaja as the chairman. Onyango as the secretary general. Several other young guys here. What happened again? This party was folded to form Jubilee. What next in Jubilee? Jubilee is today not a party. But the president can salvage Jubilee. Because there are certain members of parliament, there are certain senators, there are certain MCs, there are certain members of Jubilee who still believe in that party. Their only cry is that they need a surgical surgery. So the president must figure out how best he can revamp Jubilee, remove the officials, maybe bring on board new ones, conduct elections. Number 3, what next? The other thing President Uhuru Kenyatta must do is to replace his advisors. Can you mention for me a few of President Uhuru Kenyatta's advisors who should actually leave? The first name coming to mind is David Murathe. He was not in Kiambaa. What happened to him? Who else? Maybe Toyo. Is it time for Toyo to exit Jubilee? Who else? So the fact is, Uhuru Kenyatta needs to replace his advisors. They are misadvising him on many issues. Number 4, Uhuru Kenyatta must also use money. William Ruto is spending heavily, especially in central Kenya. Uhuru Kenyatta is doing nothing about it. There's a way money and politics work together. As we speak today, William Ruto has been able to penetrate almost all sectors of this country, in this country. Not because he's popular, not because Ruto has a formula, no. Money. And I believe Uhuru has more money than Ruto. If he intends to be still influential beyond 2022, he must start using money. With that money, he can manage MCS, he can manage governors, he can manage MPs, he can manage senators, he can manage women reps. These people, if well managed, can definitely deliver. You know, the difference, for example, in Kiambaa was 500. The women rep for Kiambu dumped Jubilee at last minute, which means if she stayed, probably because she's a women rep, there's at least she had around 1,000 people even in Kiambaa she could influence directly. Or maybe these 500 people are the people the women rep for Kiambu defected with. Those are the realities. So Uhuru Kenyatta must start using money. Number 5, Uhuru must begin entering action with boldness. That's what Robert Greene is advising. I know Ruto is making a mistake of trying to outshine the master, but one thing he's doing is that he's entering all these actions with boldness. Uhuru Kenyatta is not entering into any action with boldness. William Ruto has managed to walk freely in the larger Mount Kenya region. The president is doing nothing. Ideally, what ought to happen as of today is that President Uhuru Kenyatta ought to have told his people that Ruto is bad. He doesn't want him. Boldly. And begin a process of fighting with him. But the problem with Uhuru Kenyatta, sometimes he wants to do this, then he restrains himself. He wants to do this, he restrains himself. He's failing to understand that he's dealing with William Ruto. Uhuru Kenyatta drinks, William Ruto doesn't drink. People who don't drink have all the time to think. People who drink are smart, but they don't implement most of these things at the right time. So Uhuru must learn to enter into action with boldness. He must declare war with his deputy now. He must remove that sword and strike his deputy right now. Without that, nothing. And lastly, I tend to think that Uhuru lost touch. There's a disconnect between Uhuru and the people of the larger Mount Kenya region. Maybe the moment he became president, he was provided with everything, his circles reduced so that he doesn't really understand the needs of the people on the ground. So Uhuru Kenyatta must start figuring out how he can actually reach out to some of his supporters. It is sad that even members of parliament cannot access President Uhuru Kenyatta. William Ruto yesterday was physically present at the Jubilee Tallying Center, physically, which means his agent on the ground who was making a phone call to the Tallying Center was talking to William Ruto first and telling the DP, hapa tumepata hii. Then the DP is telling, okay, it's fine. You know, that guy will never leave the DP because of that personal touch. Those are some of the realities. If you have a personal touch, nothing can actually break that bond. I don't know what you think, but that's my take. Again, for those watching this video or this channel for the first time, what we do on this channel is that we analyze politics in a way you can't get anywhere else. Like in my next video, I want to look at Raila Odinga, how the Kiambaa parliamentary by-election results is clearing the path for Raila Odinga's presidency. Based on those figures, nothing is going to stop Raila Odinga from becoming the next president of the Republic of Kenya if he's going to retain the support of President Uhuru Kenyatta and is also going to retain his stronghold. That's my next video. And for you to get such kind of analysis, the only place you can get them is on this channel. Thank you guys, and please, may you have a good day. Bye-bye.